Hello, this is Josh Belk with the Belk on Business podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to talk a little bit about what drives our compass. Thinking back to actually the very first podcast that I recorded on this platform, we talked about our why, and I think probably for many of you that listen to this podcast, you're probably very familiar with Simon Sinek, and as he talks about the why and kind of really drilling down into the purpose of a business. And today I want to kind of hit a little bit of a reset button, especially here in recent days with some of the events that have been going on personally and as well as in the lives of clients, and kind of some of these thoughts kind of came through, and probably thoughts that we've all kind of thought about from time to time as it relates to the reason of why we do what we do. And so today's podcast is entitled "What Drives Your Compass?" What drives your compass? And my accounting firm is called Lodestar, the brand. And if you're familiar with what a Lodestar is, essentially it's a star that is there to provide direction. And for every single one of our businesses, and for our accounting firm, we're hoping, and our idea behind that is to help to provide some sort of direction for our clients, kind of sitting in that advisory seat. And as I think about what drives the direction of a company, every company's going somewhere. Every individual is going somewhere, and many times they don't take time. A business owner won't take time. An individual won't take time to sit down and think about why is it that I do what I do. What is truly driving my ship forward? What is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing? And sometimes even the things that they say that I'm doing this for this reason isn't the real reason why they're doing it. And I think when we take a look at money, when we take a look at essentially the fuel of our business, and that is money, what we do with that money, how we allocate it, is really going to give us the reason why we're doing what we're doing. And I think sometimes for business owners, for individuals, they may be saying one thing, but they're actually doing another. So what's driving your compass? What is the purpose of money in your business? Why have you gotten into business? Why have you decided to take this risk? And for a lot of people, and I have a good friend. I'm actually going out to Salt Lake City tomorrow, and he has a podcast called Money Is. I had the opportunity to record one of his first, I think it's maybe his first or second or third podcast on that particular platform. He had it under a different name. It's called Money Is now. And at the very end of the podcast, he asks the question, what is money to you, or money is, and then he has a blank, and then it gets filled out. And on that particular podcast, I said that money is a tool, and we talked a little bit about that. And as I kind of thought about it quite a bit more, and hearing a lot of these podcasts, I kind of think, what really is money? And I think money really is a metric that we can look at to look at ourselves. We can be introspective, but it really gives us a metric of what is our purpose, what is our why. And if we see how we're allocating our money, it's really going to give us a picture of why we're doing what we're doing. And a lot of people say, well, money is freedom, allows me to do the things that I want to do. Okay, or money provides me the leisure that I so look for, or money is what I want to acquire for security or legacy, and all those may be true. But I think for some people, they get into it and they may say that, but they find out that maybe money is just something they have to try to help deal with their insecurity. It's kind of an identity thing for them. They just simply want money so they can buy things. They want the nice cars, they want the nice watches, they want these nice types of things, and that's what ends up being a distraction to them, or what ends up driving them. And then they find out that their business cannot sustain itself in perpetuity with that type of a mindset. So what is the purpose of money in your business? What's driving your compass? Is it identity? Is it security? And I think maybe for both of these, it maybe come from individuals who maybe grew up in a situation where they lacked. And I grew up in a kind of a lower middle class, and it looks like a little bit older middle class household. And when I was younger, and I didn't really realize it, but we didn't have the nicest of things. But what my dad did instill in me was really just a hard work discipline. He kind of poured all that into me, and really every bit of money he could acquire to really try to make sure that I had a step ahead that he didn't have. For some people, it's kind of like one of these things. They just kind of like, I want to prove people that I am somebody. So they end up taking money and sometimes even getting into debt to acquire things. Identity, it may be security. Grew up in a situation or lived in a situation to where they were just constantly worried. So they end up kind of just stockpiling everything. So they get into kind of the saver to the nth degree, and they just the pastor of the church I attend, he talks about how we get all we can all we get, then we sit on our can and tell others about how much is in our can. And he kind of has this little phrase that he uses, and it usually gets a chuckle from the crowd, from the parishioners when he speaks. But sometimes that's true with people. They just kind of want to they just want to hoard everything, and for them that's a sense of security. For others, it may be leisure. And we have I'm thinking of a client in particular that's kind of, what they just want to just get enough to where they can go and just be comfortable, and they just want to go and just travel and experience things, and that's perfectly fine. But understanding what is the true purpose. But I think for all of us, there should be something a little bit beyond whatever those reasons are to why we're doing what we're doing. And to really get to the point of what is our true passion, what is our true purpose, what is the legacy that we want to live. Tomorrow, before I head out to Salt Lake City, I'll be going to a funeral, and my brother-in-law's father passed away, and my brother-in-law, one of the most loving, humble, and hardworking people I know, and his dad suffered, so had some health issues in his last year or two of life, and I saw my brother-in-law and sister-in-law go through taking care of them, taking care of his father-in-law before he passed away, and admire them for that. But we're all going to reach that point to where we're going to leave a legacy. And our legacy can be found in our children. It can be in the people that we leave behind. But our legacy will also come in a way as it relates to how did we spend our money while we were living? Did we invest in people around us? Some people, they acquire money, they invest in things. But I think even more importantly, that we're investing in the lives of people. And are you investing in your community? Are you investing in the people inside of your business? Are you looking to make an impact in a little bit of a broader way than what's going on inside the four walls of your business or in the four walls of your home? And so what is going to be your purpose? What do you want your legacy to be? I think it's a very healthy exercise for us to take a step back from time to time and think about the day after I die, what are people going to think about me? And the impact that I made in their lives, and the impact that I made in the lives of others that he can look at and say, you know what, this person did not live for themselves, did not use his or her business as a vehicle to simply just to acquire, but really to be I have another brother-in-law who has a little line he quotes all the time, to be a conduit and not a bucket. To allow for things to flow through us to be able to give to other people. And I think if we use that as the motivator, if we use that as the drive of our compass, we're going to find ourselves in a place to where we're going to not just find success in our business, but also a great deal of fulfillment. Zig Ziglar has a line, and it's one of my favorite lines, that if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And if we're using that type of a mindset in our businesses to help others, to be able to serve others, not just clients, but also with the profits that we have in our business, with the excess that we have in our business, to be able to help and impact others, we're going to find success and fulfillment inside of our business. So kind of in closing of this podcast, there's an old scripture verse that says that the love of money is the roots of all kinds of evil. A lot of that, I think, stems in pride. Are we in our business just because we have a love for money, or are we in a business because we have a love for people? And are we the type of person that we're going to earn all that we can and we spend it? Another scripture verse says that a fool spendeth everything he has. He spends it all up. Or are we taking what we have earned and are we turning around and investing it in the lives of others to be able to help others, to be able to improve the lives of others, to make an impact in their lives and make an impact in our communities, make an impact even worldwide if we've been given that type of a vision. So what does freedom mean to you? What does legacy mean to you? What does impact mean to you? And I think it's something that we need to evaluate quite frequently as we go through and we approach our businesses. Why are we doing what we do? Hope this podcast brought you some value, something a little bit outside of the norm of what I usually do, but I just want to take a moment to take a step back, even within my own business, and hopefully you do as well, to try to really think about what is driving your compass. Have a wonderful day.